right. This week we are going to be working on exponents. So we're going to review the first couple rules today, starting with reviewing what an exponent means. Exponent is a notation for repeated multiplication. X is called your base, and M is either called the exponent or the power. So rule number 1, notice these are the same. If you have the same base, then what you're going to do is you're going to add the exponents. Even though there's only multiplication symbols here and here, this is all multiplication. So the order that this is in doesn't matter, okay? So I can multiply 2 times 3. 2 times 3 is 6. Then I'm going to go through, and I like to go through alphabetically, so I have x to the first power and x to the first power. So 1 plus 1 is 2. X times x is x squared. And then y's, I have y to the third times y to the fourth. So 3 plus 4 is 7. All right. Rule number 2 is if you have a power to a power. So when this is in parentheses, I have a power to a power, and then what I do is I multiply my exponents. So everything inside here is going to get squared, okay? So I'm going to have 3 squared, I'm going to have x cubed squared, and I'm going to have y to the fourth squared. One of the most common mistakes is people forget to do this number to a power as well. So I like to write it all out first. So I have 3 squared, which is 9. Power to a power, I multiply that 2 times 3 and I get 6. Power to a power, I multiply that 4 times 2 and I get 8. So those are the rules that we're looking at today. So we'll go through and do some practice problems. All right. I have 2 and I have 3. 2 times 3 is 6, okay? If it helps you to cross them off when you've used them so you don't forget anything, that it can be helpful. All right, n's. I have n to the first power, n to the first power, and n to the fourth power. So 1 plus 1 plus 4 is 6. M, did n and m backwards, but m to the third, I'm going to cross those off. M to the third and m to the first power is m to the fourth power. M is used, and I'm left with p's. I have p to the fourth, p to the first, and p to the first. 4 plus 1 plus 1 is 6. The order that these are in does not matter. If I had the m first, if I had the p first, doesn't matter, okay? It's all multiplication. The order that things are being multiplied in does not matter. All right, next one. 3 times 3 is 9. Used. I've got a P, a Q, and an R. So let's look at my P's. I have this P squared, and that's the only one. Okay, that was easy. Q. Q to the first, Q to the fourth, Q to the fourth. So 1 plus 4 plus 4 is 9. And then I'm left with R to the first, R to the first, and R to the second. 1 plus 1 plus 2 is 4. Again, the order that these are in not important. As long as you have all four of them and everything to the power looks the same, the order that they're in does not matter. All right, these were off that second rule. Everything inside here has to get raised to the third power. So I'm going to have 2 to the third power. I'm going to have m to the fourth to the third power. And I'm going to have n to the fourth to the third power. If you need to use your calculator, so a reminder with the calculator, when you have the calculator like this, if I want to do 2 to the third power, I do 2 caret right button right here to the third power. And I know it's a little bit hard to see, but 2 to the third power is going to give me that 8. Okay. So I have 8 power to a power multiply m to the 12th power to a power multiply. There we go. Same thing. If you want to pause it, try it yourself first, you can. I'm just going to keep going. P cubed to the 4th power. Q squared to the 4th power. R cubed to the 4th power. Power, power, power. Multiply, multiply, multiply. So I have P to the 12th, Q to the 8th, and R to the 12th. Okay. We're going to have both in here. These have to go to the third power. Then I'm going to have some more stuff that I have to multiply. Okay. So x to the third, z squared to the third. I am going to carry that 2x to the 4th down so I don't forget about it. Power to a power multiply x to the 9th. Power to a power multiply z to the 6th, and then 2x to the 4th. There's technically a 1 in front of that. I don't need it. I'm going to have just 1 times 2 is 2. And then I've got x to the 9th and x to the 4th. Same base, I add. 9 plus 4 is 13. And then I add the z to the 6th. Same thing. If you want to pause it, try this on your own, you can. Everything inside here has to go to the third power. Everything inside here has to go to the third power. So I'm going to have 2 cubed, n cubed, m to the 4th cubed, another 2 cubed, p cubed, m squared cubed, and n to the 4th cubed. All right, I have an 8 n cubed m to the 12th. This is technically a 1. 1 times 3 is 3. 4 times 3 is 12. Another 2 cubed times another 8. P cubed, power to a power, m to the 6th, power to a power, n to the 12th. So 8 times 8 is 64. Oops, this should have been an m. M to the 12th and m to the 6th is going to give me m to the 18th. 12 plus 6 is 18. N cubed, n to the 12th. 3 plus 12 is 15. And p to the 3rd. No other p's, so I just have p to the 3rd. And there's my final answer. All right, last one. When you have a problem like this, you can do it either way. You can clean up what's in the inside first, and you can do this later, or you can do this first. Everything inside here would have to get squared, and then clean it up. Because I have parentheses inside of parentheses, I'm going to clean this up first, okay? So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to say, okay, I have this zx cubed zy squared, and then this is going to be a y to the 4th and a z cubed to the 4th, And then all that's still squared. So this will be a y to the 4th, and this will be a z to the 12th. So I have z x cubed, z y squared, and y to the 4th, z to the 12th squared. I'm going to clean all that up because there's all those z's. So I have x to the 3rd, y to the 2 plus 4 is 6, and z to the 1 plus 1 plus 12, or 14. Oops. 14. 14 attaches to the z, and then all of that's going to get squared. So power to a power to a power. So I have to take the x cubed squared, the y to the 6th squared, and the z to the 14th squared. And my final answer will be x to the 6th. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 times 2 is 12. So y to the 12th. And 14 times 2 is 28. Those are the kind of problems that you are going to see on today's assignment.